So I found this document recently, and it's the same exact bullshit. I'm gonna get into it real fast, but I'm gonna start this off by saying, Albert, I mean, come on, man. You did this time and time and time again, but you can't even debate me about it. If you're so right and you're so correct, then why haven't you debated me about any of these claims? Why are you hiding behind this idea that I'm so bad and I'm so sick that you can't debate me? It makes no sense. Because if I'm so wrong, if I am such a bad individual, and if you're so right, then why don't we tell each other? Because you claim that my claims are all, fake, they're propaganda, they're this, they're that. But literally, you've admitted to sending male pornography at 22 years old to a 14-year-old. You have admitted to dating said 14-year-old, being in a relationship with said 14-year-old at an adult age that is almost over 8 years older than this individual in a group chat. Although it might have not been your picture, which I seriously doubt it wasn't, because I've been told, and I've compared the other pictures of the other minors, it's the same picture. It's still immoral and it's still illegal. And when I asked you about whether you sent other pictures to other minors, you left the group chat. You yourself are as guilty tenfold, 10,000 times more than me on all of these claims. And I'm going to debunk every single one of these, but honestly, we're going in circles. And unless me and you go into a conversation and we discuss this one-on-one, there won't be a right answer. Okay, because at the end of the day, okay, there is no record of me in the past 2 years of online dating. But yet, all of my quote-unquote pedophilia arranges for me being at least 18 years of age and grooming other minors. I'm 18 years old right now, right? I turned 18 last August. But yet all the claims originate from years like 2017, 2018, and 2019. So I would have been a minor. Okay, second of all, where's the credibility? The only 2 girls, well 3, but the third woman was someone that lived near me, was Jade, Ellie, Christina. Jade was 15 when I was 15, Ellie was 15 when I was 16, and Christina was 18 when I was 15 and eventually 16. Those are the 3 only recorded people. The Luna thing has been debunked. I'll go into that deeper in a minute. But you literally sit here and claim that I'm this red Stalinist fascist, that I am this bipolar ideological crusader. But last I checked, I don't have any political motivations. I don't know why, out of blatant theory, you think that I have a political motivation to play as Korea or as Frankie with Spain. I play this game for fun, and I don't know how you didn't get that mellow, but I mean, come on, man. The memo is not hard to understand. Okay. I'm an American populist in the real world. I've said this time and time again, and I play this game for fun. I don't do Korea because I'm an unironic communist. I don't do Spain because I'm an unironic Francoist. I don't do sci-fi tape because I'm an unironic Palpatinist. This whole spiel about me being a red fascist when you made a Goebbels speech the other month in front of Vienna and Hellerium, word from word, called us a vermin, and that we required a final solution to kill us off. Literally compared us to Jewish people. And then you come on here and have the audacity to say that I'm the bad guy, that's the racist, homophobic Nazi. And I find that really ironic because you yourself, not only do you own this, this Third Reich-styled group with Third Reich-style aesthetics, and then have literally said your real-life views are aligned with the actual Third Reich. But in the past, you yourself have said things like the N-word, you have called your server a Nazi server, whatever, ironically or unironically, and then said no Jewry in it. And then have the audacity to go make this document, and then say I'm the one that's bad because apparently I said the N-word. But yet the credibility of these images are lacking. First of all, they're a month ago. Second of all, it says here it's a shared account, so how do you know it's even me in the first place? And third of all, how do you know that I'm actually targeting African Americans or saying it in an offensive matter? There's no context. Where's the context for all of these screenshots? I'll get into that in a second. But first I'm going to address all of this. I addressed your red fascist bullshit. Like, yeah, I worship Stalin, man. I don't worship Stalin. I don't know why you think I'm the Stalinist. I don't know where you got that memo from. I'm not a red fascist Stalinist. I'm an America First patriot who follows Donald J. Trump and NJF. For the one of your thoughts to the left and back to the right, yeah, it's called playing a video game. If I play as the Third Reich on Hoi 4, does that make me a Nazi? If I play as DPRK in freaking Black Ops 2 doesn't make me a unironic Juicy follower. You don't make any sense, man. Just because I do a Roblox aligned with that aesthetic and ideology doesn't mean that I'm an unironic Juicyist, Naziist, Stalinist pig. But yet I'm the one at fault here because I'm this sophisticated, debater that, is all one-sided, and I just make everything an utter embarrassment on myself and my movement because it's all just one-sided. Okay, when you debate someone, both views are presented. If I say that you sent dick pics to a minor, okay, and you say in a response that, oh, it was a fake pic, and that's still immoral and illegal, then that's how it works. That doesn't make me an egotist. That makes you in the wrong. Now, if you said that this guy's lying about his age, he's actually an 18-year-old, and you had an actual debunk to back up why you dated a 13-year-old or 14-year-old at the age of 22, then you can present that. But as far as I'm aware, you've never done that. You tell me you've debunked these claims, you tell me you're open-minded, but yet when I challenge you to debate me, you're closed-minded, you're narrow-minded, you don't actually give any actual chance of challenging me. You make these one-sided documents or counter, debunk, whatever, and don't do anything to actually debunk your own claims and instead go against me. Does anyone else realize that? When Albert responds to me, he doesn't defend himself, he attacks me. That is guilty. If I accuse Albert of something and he accuses me of something, that is guilty. Okay, that is complete guilty. But I'm going to debunk these claims, and Albert, debate me, man. I don't know why you're so stubborn and narrow-minded and why you think you're this correct person, but you don't have the audacity to even debate me. And if you want to get your views out, if you want to convince all the people that you're right and I'm wrong, then do a moderated debate with me. We record it. We upload it publicly. Me and you both can record. A moderator can record. A non-biased moderator. We discuss these out loud, and you somehow come up with a claim that debunks all of this shit. Now, what I honestly think is you can't debunk it because of how incriminating it is against you, but that's my opinion. I think that's why you're too afraid to debate me about it, because you know that me and you both know deep, deep inside that you're wrong and I'm right. That you're doing this. You're making these claims against me to discredit me. To say, oh, how can this guy say I'm a pedophile when all these other claims are out there about him? But at the end of the day, people know these claims are fake, and all this other bullshit you're now spewing with the whole Auschwitz racism. When I have bisexual people, I have African Americans, I've had Jews, I've had other types of people in my groups, and you have the audacity to say that I'm this racist, homophobic asshole. Kind of ironic. And you also say I'm a sex offender. What the frick? I'm where? What state claims that I am a sex offender? I have yet to see the sex registry to say that I'm whatever this is. There's no such thing, by the way, there's no such thing as pushing a one-pointed view in a debate. A debate is when two people sit down and push their views. If I push my view forward, you push your view forward. There's no such thing as this one-sided version of the conversation and narrative. That's why a debate exists. I'm challenging you to give me your side. You're not doing that. You're not giving me your point of view. You're just saying, like, oh, he's narrow-minded. That's actually the opposite. You're the one being narrow-minded in the first place. You can't just say, oh, he's so disgusting. He's too bad. If you discuss with him, you're as bad as him because, you're conversing with an unironic sex offender Nazi pedophile. That's not how it works. These claims are not concrete. They're not solidified by any credible measure. There's not one credible person out there saying that these are all real. It's enemies that are saying this and spewing this. And until then, one cannot just say that, like, oh, this is all legitimized by these factors. But moving on, they are debunked, and it is ultra-propaganda against me. And that's the truth, because there is no way in hell. Are you saying I did this IRL to someone? And if so, who? Because I haven't online dated anyone in 2 years. Or 3 years at this point. However long ago it was. I haven't done any of that since I was a minor. Since I was like 15, and the early days I was 16. Okay, this whole pedo thing is completely discredited by that sheer fact. Any of the screenshots, anything of that matter, is all old shit. And any of the supposed people I've been with were of age. Unless they're fake claims that have no credibility whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, most of the accusations, they all stem from one, leaked telex from an ex of his that was actually underage. It's all bullshit. Right. So trying to undermine my movement, my meddling, my affairs to make people unalign themselves because you have influence over these nations. Okay, if you're a child predator and you are preying on other children, okay, the first thing that the state does or the court does is they restrict your access to other minors by removing access to the internet, by removing you from a job that has access to minors, like a teacher or a daycare worker or a staff worker within a school or any building that has to do with children. Working with children in general, you're banned from any of those jobs because it's a risk that they don't take. If you're allied to a group, you have influence to communicate and interact with those members. Therefore, to prevent more minors from being harmed by your predatory actions, it is necessary that I try to get them to unally and unassociate with you. Because the more power you have, the more minors will be at risk of being groomed by you and your predatory nonsense. Meanwhile, I'm having minors come to me about you grooming them, not the other way around. So you best watch yourself when you say anything about me and these claims when in actuality they're coming to me about you and I'm helping them expose you, not the other way around. You're getting random images from random people and saying they're credible. Furthermore, this document will include various links, screenshots, and other material by other minor community. This document exposes a sheer amount of pedophilia, racism, bigotry, biasness. It's like, once again, this is all hypocritical, and even if I was being unironic, this is not incriminating. This bigotry, whatever they're trying to go on, the biasness, discriminatory rhetoric. I mean, it's ironic. It's so ironic when this guy who has an entire page full of this shit. And no, this isn't in a private DMs with someone that's not younger than 16. This isn't even in a group chat. This is in a public server. He's posting this as a 19, 20-year-old man in a public server with other minors. None of this is professional behavior, especially when you're exposing minors to this content. Because obviously when you make a Roblox group, it's a group meant for people under the age of 18. There are some 18-year-olds, but the majority of your demographics on Roblox are going to be people under 18. And if you're acting like this, that's the equivalent of making a youth organization as the founder, going into the main server and making sexual jokes every 5 seconds for whatever reason. This is completely, and there's even on Discord, it's against the TOS to make NSFW statements or to even post NSFW in public chats. It's literally against the rules because it is almost illegal, but it's immoral. But it's almost illegal because posting porn directly to a minor is illegal. You're not posting directly in this case, but this is still pretty bad. Compared to what apparently I did, this is 10 times worse. Sending your male appendage, sending porn to a minor is horrible. It's horrific. Speaking of pornography, okay, what's this? This is the video. So let's discuss this video. Okay, let's discuss all the facts. So in the video, okay, there's Luna, who is assumed to be 13, 14 years old. 13, 14, Luna Richter, okay. Last I checked, when all of this shit went down, I was 16. And in this screenshot, why does that say edited? Okay, no, I'm not saying the video is real. I'm not saying the whole thing happened. Right now I'm debunking the pedo claim. I'm saying even if the video was real, okay, why does this say edited? Okay. Why does this say edited? For whatever reason. And why does this become deleted? Why is this edited? And if I go back, which I can't go back because the account was deleted, it would say edited June 9th. It would say edited June 9th. Why would this person edit a conversation almost 11 days after it happened? That's kind of suspicious. And even if that was true, even if all of this was bullshit, if we do the math, I'm 18 now, I would have been 15, 16 then, right? Because in 2018 I was 15, that's when production began. That's when Luna's account was created, it was in 2018. That's when all this shit happened. In 2019 it continued, but it ended in the summer of 2019. So I would have been 15, 16. If this person was either this age, okay, that would have been a 1 to 2 year age gap. Even if it was real. But that isn't even the case because it's all fake. And I'll tell you how it's all fake. If we go back to this document, okay, don't watch the video. Okay, because I'll tell you why not to watch the video, download it, or anything else. in the video, the person that apparently is me looks barely alike. The person has Asian characteristics, Japanese skull, weird looking forehead. He has a bit of a dimple, so on and so forth. I can go on and on. The guy's left-handed. I'm actually right-handed, so on and so forth. That's not even me. And if we go back, so if you're still hell-bent, if you still think that that's someone else, if you're still hell-bent and that be me, and the voice is so different as well, there's so many things that are different in the video, then why did the maker of the video, Alberthellerium, come out and say it was all fake? That's interesting. And that's if you believe that this thing is real. But let's do the math. I would have been 15 and 16 if the video was real. Therefore, if that video is real, and if it's not an 18-year-old actor, then you just leaked child pornography to the public. You just effed up real bad, man. And unless you have proof that I am 18, which you know I'm 18 now, you've seen the video, you posted the video, and the video, the date say 2019. You would have known I'm a minor. So you can't lie. You can't say, oh, no, I never knew. If you watched the video, which you uploaded, so you probably did. Well, you had to. Even if you uploaded, it's still bad. You mistakenly uploaded CP, my friend. Yeah, you just you just broke a law. So, Mr. I'm innocent. I am not a pedo. I don't send CP or anything. I don't send dick pics. Well, you just effed up real bad. Because according to Discord, according to Vimeo, according to Pixel Drain, according to so many organizations, this video, if you upload it, they delete the video, they ban your account, and they report you to the FBI. If I were you, I would get rid of that immediately. Because if I report this to Google, they watch the video, and they know what this video is, by the way. Everyone knows what this video is, because I've went with it before. And if you believe it's me, it's CP, right? So they're not going to say, oh, no, we won't know. They'll know. And they will, that won't be good. He also linked the nastiest video that's been debunked. So now we get into the actual screenshots. Actually, he spoke a bit more, didn't he? What did he speak about? He has his members openly attack Christ's rate based off sexuality, religion, gender, age, and anything and everything else they believe they can find to harm a person's reputation and integrity. In short, we as a community in general must ensure the complete utter eradication of the trade movement and those who support it. Sounds a lot like Dr. Joseph Goebbels to me, because we will keep their lying, dirty, lying mouth shut. Remember that speech, Mr. Morally High Albert, who went to a Vienna Hellerium rally and said a word-by-word Goebbels speech? Right, we don't discriminate anyone based on those qualities. We, quote-unquote, discriminate based on loyalty. If someone is not loyal, they're gone. If they're not working hard, they're gone. That's how we judge someone. We have African Americans, we have Jews, we have bisexuals, so on and so forth in our group. We don't target them because of that identity. Have we asked some people of those creeds before? Yes. Have there been members that have harassed them or attacked them? Probably. I'm not going to say nobody did. I know that Binary was targeted after, but that was after Binary got exiled. That wasn't because of the identity. That was because of the treachery committed by this person. Richard himself, the successor, is part Asian. Okay? So all of these claims coming out that we're this whatever organization you think we are, first of all, you're a hypocrite for saying that because you've done way worse and you've actually for those reasons. Second of all, we have high-ranking officers that are of that racial creed. So that's kind of ironic. So we have these images here where what he does. So if we look at, for instance, we look at the context is very easy to understand. Okay, we have Albrecht warning someone for being Jewish. We have him saying the N-word, and then we have him saying stuff like, "Oh, who wants to collect his new bitches? Who wants to be one? Who wants to be one of my bitches?" In a public chat filled with minors between the ages of probably 10 to 17 years old. In a public server, he's saying this with other minors. It's a public server in an SCPF Roblox group. This is a Roblox group. As everyone knows, this is a game made for those of that age. If you look at this context, there is no server and there is no full chat log. You have a snippet of the conversation. If you look at my last videos, like the one on Nexus, me and him, we had the full debate in the chat log. If you look at the ones with Albert, okay, you have me asking the questions, him responding. There is context that is provided. I mean, literally in my past video I did on Albert, I had text before every picture that described each one. This one is just a huge lineup of random slurs and random chat logs that make absolutely no sense. Like we have this one where I say, why tell me you don't know if you got groomed or not? And I say that's kind of sus. Where's the context? Okay, who am I referring to? Who grooms this individual? Who even is this individual that's saying this? There's no context, okay? Someone saying fag, 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 fag. Okay, the F word, the big bad F word in a chat doesn't say anything. Am I quoting someone? Am I being ironic? Is that even me? Is that even me on the account? Is that someone else on the account? Is that an alt account? Where's the context for any of these images? There is no context. Am I being ironic? Okay, is there an actual black person on the account saying this? I mean, we see here it's a shared account. Because it's obvious that I am not a discriminatory person. If I was, I would have exiled all of these people that have these identities, okay? Also, what does this mean? What is me calling someone Chinese Buddhist and saying Christ is king? How is any of this shit incriminatory? None of this is incriminating at all. In my opinion, at least. None of this, I mean, it might look like it, but there's no full context. Okay, am I calling a black person the N-word? Am I going on a slurry spree? Is that even me? No context. They just grab some snippets of screenshots from over a month ago. They whip it up now and then say, this is evidence that he is a very bad man. Then they pull up Hadrian, which is hilarious. I don't know. Hadrian isn't really... I thought he was an anti-Richter, but apparently this Hadrian guy got into some deep shit. Oh yeah, there's this conspiracy apparently. There's this alt account, he's a Richter intel agent, or this other conspiracy theory about how he's all working for me. Even then, okay, where's the full context? Okay, he said all this about a girl, and where is this even true? Where is all of the shit that backs up these statements? Assuming I don't even understand this at all. I mean, when I saw it, I laughed hard, and I was confused, because I'm like, is this another Hadrian? Like, what is going on here? And it's clear to me, like, what's the context? Why is this guy in here? What is the context behind this? Why is this relevant? How is this relevant to anything that I have done? It makes no sense, and, you know, I think it's a conspiracy that they're not explaining the context of, but I honestly found that when he was 15, turning 16, I mean, is Hadrian like 22 years old or something? I really don't even know. But this one was debunked in a debate with Anasius. And Hellerium, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. If you want the full story of all these images, then debate me. Okay, if you want to challenge me on things like this, then debate me like Anasius did. And say, like, oh, this is hardcore proof. But last I checked, me and Nasius discussed this on a debate with him. And he literally, you know, we talked about the CP server that he owned. And he denies it. He denies anything about him owning a CP server. But you know why this is ironic? I kind of find it hypocritical that this dude, of all people, who, once again, he owned a CP server, he denies this. He says, no, I never did. But Ellie, who is currently with him, told me he did. And maybe she doesn't admit it anymore, but back in the day, she said, oh, yeah, I was dating Anasius. And her testimony was literally that he owned a server for trading CP. And he also, I mean, I don't think he's a pedophile. He's like 17 years old. But the fact he's trying to go on this tangent about me wanting nudes or whatever his spiel is, when this, which I think he sent this to Ellie about wanting his nudes, are really sexy. Oh, I never leave your nudes, they're really, really sexy. Oh, they're good. This sex addict who has the audacity to say that this is his proof against me, when there's all of this on him, is amusing. It's honestly amusing. This has been debunked, okay? When this person sent pictures, immediately I said to delete them. I said, no. I said those are disgusting. Don't send those. And you know what happened afterwards, after those were sent? It confirmed that he had CP. And now, I mean, he admits now, like, oh no, those weren't actually CP, those were actual adults. I mean, that's kind of interesting. Then again, I've discussed with Ignatius, and we've discussed the context of this, and this is clearly out of context. This is clearly something that he took out of context and is now being used against me when I had a conversation with him over it, and we discussed how retarded this actually is. And honestly, let me ask everyone this. Why is Hellerium's defense directly going to accusing me of stuff and not going to defend himself? Why is he saying, oh, I debunked all these claims, and then accusing me of a 10-page document? Wouldn't he want to defend him and say, no, this is why all this is bullshit, this is why it's all fake, this is why I'm right and you're wrong? Wouldn't he defend himself and not immediately say, oh no, he's just as bad, he's just as guilty? He's just as guilty. Isn't that implying that he actually did it? And that he's just two wrongs make a right? That's kind of interesting. Now, I'm not saying shooting Jews is optical. Once again, there's no context here on why this is being stated. Was someone saying that being anti-Semitic is not as bad as being a pedophile? I have no idea if someone said it or not. But that's what it looks like. It looks like, and I mean, if you disagree or agree with me, I would think that a pedophile is worse than a Nazi. Sorry, worse than someone that kills a Jewish person. Okay, what is worse? Being a child and being traumatized by someone grooming you, or being someone being killed because of their religious ethno-beliefs? It's either a quick death over someone being ignorant, or someone living with mental trauma for the rest of their life because of some adult did to them out of their own selfish desire. I would say grooming is definitely worse. If you disagree, disagree, but that's my opinion. And if you're using this as a means of saying, oh, look at that, he just said shooting Jews is about grooming children, that's really bad, he's anti-Semitic. How could he say that Jews are, worse than children being groomed? Of course, it's like, what is your point, man? What are you trying to imply here? Where's the context? Like I said, if we debated Albert one-on-one, moderated, he could pronounce the context. We wouldn't have to go through this and look at it from my view. The only reason why there is a point of view is because Albert refuses to accept my challenge. I have challenged him to a one-on-one debate, a fair debate, where he can defend himself. He has declined. Therefore, there is no second opinion, and that is why I seem like this egotistical maniac, where it's just my one-sided view. No shit, Sherlock. Maybe if you challenged my views in a one-on-one debate, there would be a second opinion. So then he says, why would I lower myself to openly debate a person such as this? A racist pedo, a homophobic, narcissistic fool who gets a high of his little podcast that help him sleep at night. He acts like he's a righteous light of the genre, and yet here he is acting like an utter degenerate, hypocrite, and bigot. A hypocrite. Where's the context? Is this being said in a public server? Is this being said to a black person? Am I banning someone for being Jewish like you did? Who's the hypocrite here? Is this being said out of irony? Out of experimental? I mean, for instance, Vosh, who's a far-left communist that the left worships, said the N-word. He said as a means of experimenting, right? Nobody canceled him. Destiny, the same exact thing, said it's not the biggest deal in the world, did he not? Who was also a leftist. He said it. He's not canceled. Why? Because of the context. He wasn't saying it to a black person. He wasn't saying it to offend someone. He was saying it to experiment and show out of social experimentation. And that's assuming that this is all legitimate. Okay? This might have been someone else. It could have been me. It's a shared account. You can't just say, oh, this is all Alexander. Openly harassing my members with threats. She is 1314. Okay, where does it say she's 1314 in the chat logs? That I apparently harassed. Right, so I don't see that anywhere in the chat logs. If I go to the actual DMs, I mean, it's kind of ironic that they're trying to say that I'm the one harassing this person when this person literally comes to my DMs and says, oh, sneeze us in your mouth. Oh, other little trolling, ha ha ha. I mean, this person literally was DMing me every night, every day, trying to annoy me with useless bullshit. I mean, I had no idea who this person even was. I mean, literally in the chat logs, I'm the one saying, I can be as chill as a fridge, and I doubt I'd change that much. I mean, and they're trying to say I'm the harasser that's attacking this individual who is so innocent and so peaceful. Like, bro, what? So this 13, 14-year-old literally said also that Albert is attractive when as a friend. Oh, it's just as a friend. It's not like I'm not actually dating him. It's just tried as a friend. I mean, that's kind of suspicious. Why are these girls that are in contact with someone that has a history of being predatory, why are they in contact with Albert and saying they like him, think he's attractive? Oh, as a friend, but it's as a friend. That's kind of suspicious. Once again, this is proof that I had no idea who this person was. If he was even, I thought it was a gay guy trying to flirt with me because of how flamboyant this person was. So how am I supposed to know whether this person's like a child who speaks like a freaking 15-year-old gay man who insults me, and then apparently I'm harassing this person because I said something about being a stepdad because they keep harassing me? Really? And this person was actually the one harassing me every night. I told this person to piss off. They didn't piss off. So it goes to show how they're trying to take all this shit, spin it out of proportion, and then say, oh, even though this person was harassing this person every day, we're going to get snippet of a small conversation and say, look, this guy's a harasser. He harasses minors on the internet. What? Are you serious right now? That's your defense? That's your go-to? That I am harassing minors intentionally to try and be an asshole? When I literally sat down and said, hey, I can be chill to stop being an asshole all the time. Like, I mean, again, how do we know this is this person's age or anything like that? Okay, in the first place. Now, if I knew this person was that young, and if I knew this person was just being an immature moron, would I have reacted more professionally? Probably. But obviously, without knowing any of that stuff, you cannot honestly say I'm a creepy, harassing moron when this person is living it every day. I do it once, I'm the bad guy. Kind of ironic. I mean, this person literally watched a video of me and then said that I moaned in the mic. But if you watch the video, it was me stretching. I mean, talk about someone being obsessed, weird, and annoying, and cringy. I wouldn't look at me, I'd look at the weird person obsessed with moaning and other shit. This guy isn't even Richterian, and I don't even know the context of this image. Okay, we have this weird Strasser's Bible posted by Marshall Richterian, who, once again, isn't even a real Richterian. The guy's actually name is Turkmen Bassi, who actually doesn't like Richterians and has debated me in the past about the same claims Albert accuses me of. Second of all, okay, what is incriminating about this that has to do with me? I don't know the context of, I mean, it looks like I don't even understand the whole context of whatever this is. He's posting a unironic meme about someone, I guess, worshipping the Strasserist manifesto. And this guy isn't even a Richterian either. So I don't know what that is. This isn't even incriminating. It's me threatening someone for being an overall dickwad and trying to threaten me. I mean, the guy literally said that the Nord and the Helleriums and all the other allies are going to take us down, that the Sixer Empire is going to collapse under the foot of the Helleriums and the loyal towns. But right, I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the guy who carries the operation, destroys everything. No. This is not incriminating. It's called war. Now, in a war, what happens is both sides get together and they plot to take down the other side. The operation is a war tactic. If that's incriminating, then you've lost me. This isn't some sort of mass dramatic operation, okay? The war with Vienna is not some sort of pedo exposure like the war with the Helleriums. The reason why I don't like Nord in our relationship is because of his friendship with a predator and then acknowledging that he doesn't care about his actions. That is alarming to me. Therefore, I am very much mad at him. In regards to Vienna, well, they served Nord, and they said the same thing to me. They said, we're loyal to Nord. You might make a valid point about Hellerium, but we agree with you. And I really don't know what me calling this guy the F word and then saying he has 13 dislikes and his video got trolled has anything to do with being incriminating. That's me laughing at him for making a shitty video that was supposed to troll me and my members when in fact he got trolled the living shit out of by my members and other members that also found him to be quite funny. In this picture, it looks like I'm being accused of injecting steroids. So let's look up why people inject steroids. Actually, we know why, because people play sports. Why do people inject steroids? Because it gives them more strength to do more shit in sports. It gives them more stamina, gives them more strength. Let's name how many sports I play this year. Right, I don't play sports. I'm actually a political activist, and somehow I just inject steroids for the sake of, I wonder, yeah, I just inject steroids into my arm every single day to show off that I am like a master, gym lord, and I play Roblox. Okay, I'm the show all the Robloxians, and I'm a gym lord by injecting steroids, right? So, once again, I don't know how any of this shit is incriminating. This is clearly irony. This is clearly me making a joke. You can tell by the spelling, the grammar, and by the way the muscles even look. If you know how people look with steroids, then you would know this is just retardation. This is all lacking context. This is irony. This is the same shit the average editor posts every day. It's called shitposting. Shitposting and sending a dick pic to a minor are two different things. So those saying, "Oh, you're just as bad as Albert," you're saying, you're saying you're gonna pull your pants down and shit on a wall. That's so inappropriate. How could you say Albert is bad? Right. So in a private DMs with who? Who was that sent to? Was it sent to a 12-year-old female, or was it sent to a around 18, 17-year-old person that had a humor like I did, where we're joking around and shitposting with other anti-Richters for the sake of irony? You see what I mean? As opposed to, saying you're going to show pubes to a bunch of minors in a public chat. In a public server. That's like forming a youth community full of children going into public and then saying that in the chat. Something that I've probably never done at 18 years of age, to my knowledge. Okay, last but not least, there's this, shitty photo where apparently I talked about feet pics from 9 months ago. The context is not stated here, but for those who are actually curious, also, I don't know what the context is of this. My point is that you did not have the dominant skill I had at your age. Why am I saying this? Where's the context? Can you point out the context so I can properly explain what's going on? Because obviously, I have no idea because either I didn't say it, or you're just pointing it out of your ass, and if you look bad, something I didn't do, something I actually explained when I exposed you. So last screenshot, then we'll end this. This has zero context. But apparently 9 months ago, someone leaked my feet pics. That was honestly retarded, but apparently that happened. Oh, his feet pics got leaked. So I made a joke saying, oh, I had these random feet pics from 9 months ago that I posted apparently. And they went viral for a while. If Mal did turn up, he may find it. And I made fun of the person replying saying, because they said where they went with hairy toes, and obviously I was joking. Obviously, I would take a picture of my feet, post them publicly, and then let myself get laughed at. I'm not feeding propaganda. I don't work for the anti-Richter. I don't give them photos of me for propaganda's sake. It was a fake, retarded meme from 9 months ago, and I said, yeah, can someone find my supposed feet pics? And unless my feet or my face in the picture, whatever, there's no context here. So that's all I really have to say. Albert, if you don't debate me, you don't debate me. But I think it's fair to say, let the people judge, and if you are a righteous good man, you will debate me. You will make up your mind, and you will challenge my views, and you will have an open mind. And instead of saying I have a narrow mind, you yourself will have an open mind to challenge me and to debunk these claims, if they are in fact false. But until you can do that, until you can convince everyone that you are not a pedophile, until you can convince everyone that somehow all these testimonies and minors are lying, I have a good reason to believe that you are guilty. And both you know it and I know it. Have a good rest of your day.